We're back. It's been a while. It's Friday, November 22nd, 2019. I think the last time we dropped the show was sometime in June. A production manager, anybody got an answer when the last time we dropped the show? It wasn't last year, but it's been a few months. We've been on hiatus. We've been very busy here at Torre Law. This is the one-on-one show brought to you by Torre Law, located at 135 West Central Boulevard, right here at the heart of downtown Orlando. Come by, stop and visit us. Come visit us and have some coffee downstairs at the Cuban American Cafe. Actually had some friends send me some text messages yesterday. They were like, "We're downstairs." I'm like, "Why didn't you come up?" So always good to see people in the community stop by. Today we got some other special guests, but right now we are with Millicent Griffin. Millicent Griffin from EM2. EM squared HR. How would you do that?
Right, EM2HR.
EM2HR.
EM2HR. Same size.
Yeah, and it's HR company Alliance, EM2HR Alliance. They're human resources. They basically specialize in outsourcing services, but will take care of any HR need that your corporation may have. Now, listen, my first question to you is, how big a company do you have to be to really require? I mean, I have like 2 people work for me, so do I need HR services?
You should always have some type of HR backup to start your company, the platform.
Okay.
To have the culture set already and the handbook, because even if you only have 2 employees, you want them to be able to follow your protocol and your policies.
Right, so that they can behave, because I got to get on their behavior. They're sent to the principal's office every day. These kids, I tell you, the jokes they make are sometimes, well, I can't repeat them on the air. That's the kind of stuff that you want to cover sometimes in an HR manual, right? You want to cover what's appropriate language, what's appropriate behavior, inappropriate behavior. Those are things you would want to cover in an employee manual. Do you guys build employee manuals for HR purposes?
I do customize them based on the package that the employee selects.
Okay, and what type of packages do you have?
So we have the 1 to 10 tier where they can get all the HR services and call me. And if they want the HR customized, it's going to cost that package a little more than if they didn't have the customized handbook.
Okay. Again, we're here. Oh, this is the coffee we were talking about. Bring that over here. We always got our coffee special from Cuban American Cafe. This one is for this gentleman, I guess. But you got to try this. You said you wanted an espresso. Cuban American Cafe, also located at 135 West Central. Hold on to that for a second. Oh man, this is black gold right here. You've never seen the meme that goes around Facebook that says this is the reason why crystal meth never took off in Miami.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. You don't need to drink a whole lot of this to wake up. But here's yours. I'll take mine. Again, coffee courtesy of Cuban American Cafe at the Fairwinds Building, 135 West Central Boulevard. Salud. You can go ahead and get rid of that too. All right. That's strong, right? You just smelled it. You just smelled that. That's that concentrated Bustelo. Oh man. Yep, I needed that. That's up. Buenos dias. Salud.
Oh, está bueno.
Yeah, está bueno. Yeah. I'm gonna go live and serve you crap. That would not be a good idea.
What to expect from you?
I'm full of surprises. So what can I say? But hey, it's great to have you on the show. It's November 22nd, the week before Thanksgiving. You got any special plans?
No. Not necessarily. I mean, I'm going to your event for the Christmas.
Oh, but that's Christmas. I know we got ahead of ourselves. We put up Christmas decorations. Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year. I love planning for it. I love collecting the toys for the kids. Seeing their expressions on Christmas morning is priceless. I got another one on the way. Did you hear?
I know, you told me.
I got 2 teenagers practically, and now I'm gonna start all over again. I don't want to talk about it. It's a little traumatizing. But listen, speaking of which, I got one on the way. So if I wanted to take leave from my job when that baby's born, what can I do?
You
And
can't.
still get paid. What do you mean I can't? I can't. The
You're
law says so.
You're entrepreneur.
FMLA says I can take leave I can take maternity leave from my job, and I'm on payroll, right? I mean, technically I can leave and continue paying myself, but
Yes.
I guess what Millicent is trying to say that as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, I can leave at any time.
Correct.
Right? So let's talk about the employees then. What can the employees do when either they're having a maternity situation or let's say somebody gets sick?
Okay, so first they have to make sure that the employer is a covered employer under the Family Leave Act, which means that he has to have 50 employees under him.
Okay.
That doesn't mean 50 employees within that location. That one employer, if he has multiple locations, but
Right.
they total 50, he's a covered
So
FMLA.
if you have one business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that business has multiple locations.
Mm-hmm.
And within the multiple locations, you have 50
Total.
total. Not one location may not have 50,
Correct.
but if you have 50 total under the business, then FMLA applies.
Under the employer, not business.
The employer.
Under the
Okay,
employer.
the employer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. At that case.
Common ownership.
Okay. In that case, FMLA does kick in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What
Within a
FMLA?
75-mile radius. If he has, say, businesses in California, and then he has one here, that's not a 75-mile radius, so that won't count.
If you're just joining us, we're back on the one-on-one show. It's been a hiatus. It's November 22nd. We're a week out from Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. I'm hoping that everybody is getting that opportunity to wrap up the work that you need to do today, get what you need to do Monday, and take off, spend some quality time with your family. Speaking of taking time off, we're discussing just that. We're talking about taking time off for FMLA. And with HR specialist Millicent Griffin from EM2HR Alliance. If you need HR help with your company, you can call her at 321-247-8492, 321-247-8492. And we were going to obviously put that at the end of every show. We'll put it in the comment section. So if I didn't get it right for any reason, it'll be there in the comment section, the phone number as well as her email. It's mgriffin@em2hr.com. That's em2hr.com. So we were talking about FMLA, often associated with maternity leave. I was saying that I wanted to take some maternity leave because I'm having a kid coming soon. Pretty sure that my wife wants to take some maternity leave too. But
From you.
For me, yes. Have you talked to my staff? I would need a break from me too. But speaking of staff and being a boss, so paid time off. Is there a requirement to have paid time off?
No, FMLA is unpaid.
Okay.
But if they have accrued or have PTO,
Okay.
they can use that together with the family leave. I know some places they will ask, you know,
Right.
to use the PTO first and then the family leave,
Right.
but then that PTO was not protected.
I've been noticing a trend, and you tell me because you're the HR expert, not me, that I don't see in pay stubs anymore a lot of tracking of, like, say, sick days, vacation days separately. It seems like those two terms have just been combined under the single
PTO.
term of PTO. Is that correct?
Correct.
So pay time off. Doesn't matter if you're sick. Doesn't matter if you're not sick and you're just taking vacation time. You have X amount of days to be paid and not be at work.
It makes it a lot easier
Right.
for payroll to able to distinguish what's what. When you have
Right.
sick separated from vacation, and then someone calls in sick and it gets forgotten, you know, the numbers
Right.
get messed up. So it's better to just combine everything so they can use it for whatever they need.
But from an HR perspective, you always want to attract the best to your particular office, factory, retail store, whatever business it is that you're running. Am I wrong to say that fringe benefits such as paid time off or health benefits, those are not actual requirements, correct?
They're not.
No.
They're not.
And is that both under state and federal law?
Well, with the medical benefits,
Mhm.
if they have 50 or more employees, then that would become a requirement through the Affordable Care Act.
Okay, so if they have 50 or more employees,
FTEs, yeah.
Okay, so the number of employees is essential.
Yes.
If this, look, I deal with a lot of startups.
Okay.
A big part of my business is on the immigration side is investor-based startups that are founded based upon foreign investment. So if you're listening to the show, or if you're just joining us, we're with Millicent Griffin. She's an HR specialist. It's been amazing to have you on the show. Anything else that you think that we should absolutely cover within the FMLA rules?
Well, with the FMLA, they have to be an employee that's worked with the employer for 12 months or did about 1,250 hours.
Okay.
The employer has to give the employee has to give the employer at least 30-day notice if it's foreseeable.
If it's a foreseeable incident. Okay, what if it's not foreseeable? That's such a good question.
Then they have to let the employer know as soon as possible.
Right.
And then there's this certificate of health that they have to fill out, that a doctor needs to get filled out.
Okay.
If it's foreseeable and they put the 30 days in and they get the information to HR, HR has to reply back to let the employee know if it's covered under FMLA within 5 days.
Right, but they're not required to be paid for that time off.
No.
So it's just protecting. It's protecting their job.
Yes,
it's protecting their job.
That's all it does.
They get a job back, which makes sense because I, as an employer, I think it would be difficult to pay that person and hire a temp person and pay that temp person as well, giving them both pay. Right. I mean, that could really, for a small business, that could really affect a budget.
However, the premium health benefits have to be paid. If they have premium benefits and the employer is paying a portion, then they have to continue to do that. And then the employee has to make arrangements to pay their portion because there's no paycheck to deduct it from.
So Millicent was a little nervous when we started out. I don't think she's looked at the camera once, but yeah, you got to say hello to the audience. Just say hi. Hi. You've done awesome. You've done great. I know that I do this all the time in public speaking or in front of a camera or whatever. But I think the trick is you just go with it and act natural. Speaking of which, acting natural. So just to be clear, there's a misconception I think with FMLA that it's paternally based, intended for maternity leave. I mean, I think that's even in the name of the act itself, but it's not limited to that. There's also covers sickness as well, correct?
Yes, it covers all illnesses and sickness.
Right.
You get up to 12 weeks. And then for service members, and you have to care for a service member, it's 24 weeks.
Now you said they had the employee should provide some type of medical documentation
they have
to their employer. It's a must?
Certificate, yes.
Okay, that's interesting because I got a case I told you about. I can't talk about the case because it's an ongoing case, but I'm involved in a case that has a similar issue, and they're saying there was no notice requirement, that the employer had to come out and do the FMLA notice, but it's good to know that notice has to be provided with medical documentation by the employee. And I think that's all I'm going to say about that because I said I wasn't going to talk about it.
But there should be a handbook, and that should be in there.
It should be in the employee handbook.
Yes.
All right, that's good. Good information.
And on the compliance poster.
On the compliance. Oh, she's gonna pull out the whole gamut. Like, you better have your compliance.
If you have an HR person,
now she's gonna make me feel weird because she's gonna go. You see how the lights came on? That's usually time that they're kicking us out. You're gonna go around my office now making sure I'm in compliance, aren't you?
Yes, I already.
That's good. Yeah. That's don't. Hush your mouth. I'm not hiring you if you do that. But if you do need someone to come into your office, make sure that you're in compliance with all the HR regulations. You can reach out to Millicent Griffin at EM2HR Alliance 321-247-8492. Millicent, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.